Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook process video and thank you for joining me again today. So today I am doing a single page layout with just one photo, and again I'm using the These Days collection by Coco Vanilla. I want to say I'm pretty sure I did this one before I did the live video, and I'm down to not too many papers left. I'm really trying to use up a lot of these papers with this collection, or these last couple, or like this one and the live video that I did, because I wanted to be done with this collection. I was having fun using it. I just was down to the papers that, while I loved them, they weren't my favorite. So I'm going to do something a little different with this layout, and I'm basically going to use that white cardstock only as a tiny border. I could have cut down just 1/8 of an inch strips and put them on both sides of this pattern paper, but I just thought I'd make it easier on myself and put this floral pattern paper onto the white instead, and then put this on top of the other paper, and it just made it a little easier, I think. But it's a little different, so instead of having a white background, I'm going to take that kind of orangey paper that's on the left, and that's going to be my background. And I think I needed that little bit of separation because all of the pattern papers that I have left are really pretty, but putting one on top of the other, some of them flowed a little easier than others did. And so I really wanted to use this floral, and I really like the orange one as well. But was the only way I could think to really bring them together. I do have white peel-offs that I did think about using, but I didn't know how well those would stand out, and I didn't want this to be, like I said, I wanted to really separate those two patterns because they're from the same collection, so they look really good. But they needed that separation. You can see I'm kind of digging through. Those are the full solid papers that I had, and I'm down to just scraps. And I really like this blue one. This is a photo of my daughter and my husband, and they went to lunch one day together. I really wanted a photo mat because you can see the photo definitely gets lost without the photo mat. But the only paper I had that would make a large enough photo mat, or I mean, that would look good as a photo mat, in my opinion, was that blue one. And you can see that it wasn't tall enough. So I'm going to go back and forth here quite a few times. I thought maybe just a plain white border would work. But it just didn't have enough separation from the background itself with just the white. So it's kind of not working. I know that I do want a white border at least. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this down and use my perfect layer ruler to trim this down. And I'm still going to play around. And what I'm eventually going to end up doing is I'm going to go ahead and take that blue polka dot, and I'm going to kind of put it together to make it be big enough. And I know my words are probably not coming out very well, but I'm cutting it down so it's the same width, and then I'm going to glue the photo on top of it so that it makes it have a large enough border. And honestly, I did this layout again way even before Halloween, so I even forgot that I had done this with this border, and I almost even cut it down a little too thin there, you can see. But so it's going to be just like you see it there. And I want to say, I'm looking at the layout now. I think the parts, except for the side on the left, they get covered up so you don't even know that it's not one full solid piece. And I really like the way that that looked. I'm glad that I went ahead and pieced it together. So this layout is definitely different for me, as you guys probably know, watching my layouts. I don't have my white background. It's a little different for me. So I'm going to play around a little bit with this one. And one of the things that's different is, well, other than the white background, is this blackish, it's kind of more of like a gray wood grain type border. But I put it behind the photo and I kind of liked it. I felt like it brought out, maybe it's the black in her jacket that it kind of is bringing out, but something about me really liked it. And then I had these word stickers that really went with that border. So I'm going to go ahead and add this on there as well. I honestly, the title, I could go either way with. The title's going to be These Lovely Days, as you can see there. I really liked the way that it tucked in together, although by the time I glue it down, it doesn't tuck in as well. It's one of those you forget how you have it laying down, but it's okay because I still like the way it goes. But oh my gosh, looking at that border sticker on there looks really crooked on the screen, but it's not as crooked as it seems to be. But that's funny. It looks really, really crooked. Um, I'm just kind of winging it. And, with that not being one of the most awesomest phrases or titles for a page, it's not bad because, it was when my daughter she was going and having lunch with my husband a few different times. She was working kind of closer to him. So, I mean, it kind of works, It was those days. It's what they were doing during those days. So I'm okay with that title. I mean, not every title can be perfect anyway, right? But with having that border being that darker color and the title that darker color, I definitely feel like I need to bring that color in other places on the layout. So I'm taking anything here. You can see I tried that tag pick piece that's kind of the darker floral. I tried that arrow. I tried that label. Playing around, nothing's really working at this point, so I decided I'm going to come back to that and I'm just going to work on clusters. I did find that pink tab sticker and it says best day. So I like that up there. And now I'm playing because I want to use up more of these florals because they're so pretty that I don't want to use up the collection and not any of the florals, right? So I'm playing around with those and what I started with was the kind of the cluster of the trio of flowers, so they're different colors. And with that busy floral pattern paper in the background, it wasn't going to work. They got too lost. So I pulled out some of the other florals. And what I'm trying to find here is for each cluster, trying to find at least one of those florals that has the leaves attached. So you can see that one that's in that top cluster currently has the 2 green leaves. It just kind of helps them stand out a little more. And same thing, that pink one down below, it has the 2 green leaves. And I did also pull in for each cluster those leaves like the one I'm tucking in now. And they are just the white with that same gray color. So that brings that around. The only thing is I wish I would have had a third one of that same leaf because I really kind of struggle getting that same color over here into this floral. And I'm going to try all different kinds of things here, you're going to see, but I do end up going with just 2 of those regular leaves. I think that I couldn't get it to really look good until I added another sticker in with that cluster, and then it looks better. The other thing I do to help those florals stand out, which I do a lot anyways, is the ones with leaves, I pop up the leaves and glue the main flower itself down to the page. With the leaves themselves, I pop the end of those up and glue like this where the stem part starts. I glue that flat to the page. I did get that arrow down here in this cluster that's on the bottom right hand side, and then I just kind of sprinkled a few puffy stickers around. And the only thing that I did, and the still shot photos are coming up, so I'll say this really quickly, I did add some black splatters that didn't exactly go my way, and you can see that probably in the still shot photo, but I left it there anyway. And I'm okay. And I think the black splatters really help add just what it needed for like that very end thing. And I also added some gems around in each cluster. So there you can kind of see the black splatters. But I hope you guys like this layout. Yeah, if you have any more questions, you can see there where it kind of the splatter went wrong. But I like it and I'm keeping it the way it is. So I hope you guys liked it and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.